flowing through our veins. Sitting in the bleachers in the rain. We've shed a million tears and drank as many old-style beers out at the game. Let's go, Cubby, Ranto.
Michael Cotton.
Ranto.
Michael Cotton.
Ranto and the lovable Lucy.
Mucho Scali.
Ranto.
Michael.
Ranto.
Cotton.
Ranto and the lovable Lucy.
Michael Cotton.
Ranto.
Mucho Scali.
I accompanied you on that one on my new Cubs Vuelza, or my Cubs Vuelza.
I think I always heard him called like a vuvuzela. Is it a vuvuzela?
Not in Danny speak in Chicago. It's called the Cubs Vuelza. My neighbors love me, and I'm very popular
up on the
here.
north side. On the north side, it's a vuvuzela.
Yeah, I call it my voom. Hey, well, it's actually it's not really a Cubs Vuelza. It actually was given to me by Metra at the Little Villages Mexican Independence Day Parade. And so I guess I'm allowed to play these on the train because Metra did give them out. So I've assumed that you can just bring this and just blow it in people's ear. Anyway, I thought I would just start the show by saying that we all need these, and we all need, because they are so loud. Like I could see why, like everybody hated them at that one Olympics where they had them, or what wasn't that the Olympics?
It was the
World Cup?
The World Cup in Brazil, and it was like on the TV when you're watching the game. It was just like a buzz of. It sounded like bees. It sounded like the largest swarm of bees that's ever been were just constantly coming through your screen. Yeah,
can you imagine being there? It's just like it's like living in a cicada tree or something like that. Yeah. It's just so anyway, it is so loud. But Ball Hawk Dave, I was hanging out there today during the game. He gave me this Cubs sticker to put out, so to make it a Cubs Vuelza. But we're trying to get Lyle in here. Welcome to the Sun Ranto Show. My name's Danny Rocket. Lyle is supposed to be here, but he's having some technical issues getting into the studio right now. But Michael Cotton is here, and
I am here.
our background.
I was a little bit unprepared coming in, but then
you got to prepare for it. You're talking Cubs,
but then I got my shit together. I had to load some things into the media assets and all that stuff. But I was working on my next baseball rabbit hole today, so totally forgot about what I was supposed to be doing here.
Well, some people haven't forgotten to say hashtag chance in the chat, and that would be Dominic Galoro, Carrie Bronner-Meyer saying hashtag chance. So Steve Schur here saying hashtag chance in the chat. Make sure you do that, because you can win a Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. Got a few more to go out now. You know, I just caught up, and now I've got like 12 more to send. I was like, what happened? I'm like, well, we keep doing shows, and but that's good. There's a lot of shows on the Bleacher Bunch here, and I want to thank all of them. You should listen to all of us. It's got Sarah Sanchez, Cup of Cubby Blue. We got Bricks Behind the Ivy and Jeff Rogowskis, Cubs, PS Plus, and of course, we're always doing. You just mentioned Baseball Rabbit Hole. We're always doing Cubs Pod as well.
Yeah, we're always doing Cubs Pod and Bleacher Bunch and Sun Ranto. I will say it's been, I don't know, a little bit longer than normal for Sun Ranto. What, a week and a half, I think, the last time we did this.
Yeah, and because I'm always doing Bleacher Bunch, I never know what I'm doing. So, but Cub Stradamus certainly knows. He was mad. Cub Stradamus, he wrote me, and he's like, I didn't see my last prediction. And I was like, oh, yeah, we didn't do a show. And so he was not happy with me, unfortunately. Lyle says he's waiting for a 6-digit code. I guess I could give that to him. But yeah, it's it's hard to keep up with everything. You know, the season as it just starts, And then and when it starts, it goes, and it just keeps on going, and your life keeps going too at the same time, and all the other things you got to do. And then, you got the president being like, "We're going to take over your city," and you're like, "Whoa,"
Yeah.
And then you're like,
yeah.
"I got all this other stuff to think about now." And then, like,
Well,
it's been chaotic. This year's been chaotic. It gets more chaotic all the time.
It has been, and we were talking on Bleacher Bunch, and it sort of just dawned on me while I was on that show this week that part of the problem is the end of the season is so boring. Like the Cubs are they're in. They're not going to win anything, but they're in. And there's no like hoping that they're going to get in, no dread that they're not going to make it or trying to do it. They're already in, and they're going to win a game, and they're going to lose a game, and they're going to win a game, and it doesn't matter. And they're just going to
for 2 weeks. It's going to be like that.
And it's just, the whole postseason tournament that they've done now it's made this part of the season really boring because
for us, I mean, the Giants are excited. They're a game and a half out. The Diamondbacks are still in it. The Reds are still fighting for it, even though they're a game under 500. So there's some teams that are like, ooh, maybe we can get in. Oh, and lovable Lil Sears.
Holy hell. Howdy, boys.
Whoa, coming in hot. Yeah, we were just talking about how the season is boring at this point for a Cubs fan, but it's because we're up in the wild card. We're going to make the tournament. Now we're like, do we get to get home field advantage? It's either us or the Padres probably. And then, but then for teams like, I don't know, the Red Sox, you're fighting to stay in it.
Yeah, it's a fist fight right now. We're beating up on the Yankees after getting our ass beat a couple days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
Lost 3 straight.
It's an exciting part of the season right now in Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fired up.
Phillies clinched today.
Yeah.
Brewers clinched, and this is just for a postseason berth. And the Brewers clinched last night or the night before?
2
nights ago.
Man, it was just it. Yeah.
But I get sure it's exciting for the Red Sox, and then the Astros and Rangers are right there. There's some stuff going on with those teams. And then in the National League is actually not very exciting.
Yeah, it is.
The Mets and the Giants.
I mean, they're not close enough.
Well, there's 4 teams fighting for it as far as in the National League.
Yeah.
You got Mets, who they just can't get out of their own way. Like, they just keep stepping on their own dick every fucking day. It's hilarious. It's very Mets of them. But the Giants, who everybody left for dead, are climbing back in. They're only a game and a half out. And then you got the Diamondbacks 2 out and the Reds 2.5. Then the Cardinals, who
St. Louis, who never count them out, man. You know that.
They'd have to hop over a bunch of teams, but
for sure, but never count them out.
It would be tough to make
it's
up.
4 games, jumping a couple teams. I don't know.
But 3 games you can make up.
Yep.
Still, for sure. I mean, 4 games seems hard. 3 games doesn't. Does that? But 3 games actually still seems kind of hard.
But see, so the Yankees, they're 3.5 back of the Blue Jays. They could possibly catch the Blue Jays in these last couple weeks. Astros, Rangers, and Mariners are all within 3 games, right? So that's exciting. Cleveland is in the same boat as us. They're 6.5 back. The Mets are 12 back. Cubs are 5.5. The Padres are 2.5 back. But so I guess the Padres could maybe catch the Dodgers. That would be amazing. But it's just so boring when the Mets and the Cubs are just sort of, I don't know. We have no chance to win the division, and we also basically have no chance of losing the wild card. And so I'm just this whole month has just been fucking boring.
It's specifically, but I
think
think
it's been done before. And if there's a team that could absolutely blow it, it's a team like Chicago or Boston. I mean, Red Sox years ago. I mean, think about we were on this cast about 6 weeks ago or so. And we were playing the Brewers, and what did we have? A 6-game lead on them. They were in maybe third place, and we were talking about the chance of them catching up and winning the division. We're like, not likely, not the way the Cubs are playing before the All-Star break, and it just.
I think that was 2018, right?
No, I mean this year. Yes,
earlier this year.
Earlier this year, we had a pretty sizable lead on them at one point, or the Cubs did, and
6 games.
And we said, I don't think they're going to come back.
Yeah, it didn't.
And here they are.
Well, they went out and they had a good pitcher come back from the IL, and then they actually went out and made a couple of good moves at the trade deadline, which the Cubs did not, and that set their team up to go on to like 2 crazy runs.
Willie Castro ain't doing it for you, huh?
Oh, Michael Soroka. The other day, He's
coming back.
I'm watching the game. And I turn it on, and it's marquee and it's pregame, and they say, and it's Elise Menaker is down there. She's like, "Hey, Boog, I've got good news and bad news. What do you want first?" And Boog's like, "Oh, I like good news. Give me the good news first." And she's like, "Michael Soroka is," and I was like, as soon as I heard Michael Soroka, and I'm like, if that's the fucking good news,
we're in
there
trouble.
is no good news.
Cubs win the trade. Cubs win the trade. Quit being negative. Well, yeah. And speaking of we should start with this because it was the one loss in this series was probably one of the most memorable, fun games at Wrigley Field of the year, if not of the last decade even. And that was Anthony Rizzo's return. And they pantsed themselves at the end by losing the stupid game 4-3. But as somebody pointed out to me, Michael Bowling actually pointed out to me, none of this matters. They're going to get the first seed. Just enjoy the stupid Anthony Rizzo came back. Stop being such a pill and being like, I can't believe they lost the Rizzo game. And I'm like, yeah, but why do they always lose those games? Like, they lost the Ryan Sandberg game. They lost to I take it back to when they lost the 100th anniversary of Wrigley Field game when they gave up 5 runs in the 9th in 2014. And I was like, the hell?
I think there's not a fan base in the United States that roots for a baseball, basketball, football, hockey team where when they're honoring a great or somebody comes back, Tom Brady Day, we're putting up a statue for him. Like, they are sure to get fucking blown out. It's going to be the worst game. And there's one of our greatest players ever sitting in the stadium. And everybody in there is just like, oh, you remember the day? You remember the day when that guy was out there? And it's always the way. It's always the way. I mean, I think at times when they'd honor the Celtics and they'd retire somebody's number, they're like, oh, we're going to retire Larry Bird's number tonight. And we're like, well, this is going to be a loss.
We're going to get beat by 25. All right.
It's also like all the players are like excited to see that guy. He comes in. They're like, there he is. That's the guy. He won a World Series here. And there's a different atmosphere. It's maybe not as focused for the home team. And, coaches and ownership have a little distraction happening. And it's just different. But so that happens everywhere. So you knew when you heard that he was going to be like sitting out in the bleachers, like,
that's a distraction.
I will say that unlike the losses for like Sandberg Day and shit like that, like at least Rizzo made it fun. Because again, we talked about this on Bleacher Bunch, like the top Rizzo moments. And I was just talking about him having fun with players on the field. And they lost, but he made that game fun. He's out there like doing cup snakes, and he almost catches Ballesteros' first home run.
I think that was maybe the worst thing that happened. Like, how embarrassing that he missed that.
Oh, I know.
Then he said
that's why he retired.
That's why I retired.
Yeah.
I mean, he was talking about, like, they asked him if he wanted to be a coach or something, and he was like, maybe he wants to get into broadcasting, I think. And I'm like, oh, please become a Cubs broadcaster. Like, I don't know who he'd replace and be the color guy of, but now he's an ambassador. So he's going to join your like Ryan Dempster's of the world. Maybe Marquis will have him be one of the 5-10 players that come back and do some play-by-play, but like,
he'll be fishing with Fergie. He'll be wearing Ron Santos' ghost leg.
Well, and he threw, was it Hap that threw a ball to him?
Yeah, and he wrote a note on it and taped some money to it.
Tape money to it. So then Rizzo bought a bunch of beers for people. Like I know Bob Kraus, who stands on the top in the bleachers. He got a beer from Rizzo. I know Rachel Wisniewski. Remember the woman that got hit in the face in the first row with the baseball? She was talking with him, and because he stole her seat. I mean, I know you're not supposed to have a seat, but she shows up really early and gets that first seat. And she sits in that first row with my tie guy all the time.
I'm sure she was fine with it.
No, she was totally fine. She's like, this might have been my favorite day ever in the bleachers.
Yeah.
But I was like, but then they lost. And I was like, see, we can't be having this. This is why the Chicago Cubs suck all the time, because we're all like, this was the greatest game. You're like, we lost.
It can't be
wait.
if you lose.
I think that's
just a fun game.
I think you guys are saying it wrong. It's not about the game. It was a great day in the stadium.
Yeah, it was.
It was a great hang. It was a great hang. Can I ask you, just because I like to stir the pot and push the buttons, do you think everybody likes to bust Bleacher Jeff's balls? Do you think if he sat in Jeff's seat, do you think he would have thrown a fucking hissy fit and thrown a conniption and tried to kick him out?
Well, he would have had to outrace Bleacher Jeff to the seat.
Right.
I don't know if he could do that anymore.
That'd be actually a fair foot race, I'm going to guess.
Well, they cordoned off a whole section of the bleachers for him. And, that's one thing is like that Ballesteros, his first home run as a major league player goes almost to Rizzo. And what's crazy, everybody's like, what are the odds? I'm like, listen, the odds are that all the home runs pretty much go right to where Anthony Rizzo was sitting, just so you know. Like, people are like, that's crazy. I'm like, not really that crazy.
A lot of people like to sit right over there because that is definitely a home run alley.
There's the ball.
There's a few of them in the park, but that is one of the spots for sure.
That's one of the spots, and so there was good odds that it would go to him, but it still was freaking hilarious.
I mean, it hit him right in the hand. I mean, it's pretty sad.
I just wish it was an opposing players that he got so he could throw it back.
I know.
Well, I think I heard they had him mic'd up and they were showing some stuff. And I think I heard that he did get the ball back for him and to give back to Ballesteros.
He did,
yeah.
Because it was his first homer.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But
well, this is just
how are you doing that, Rizzo? Who caught the ball?
Well,
did they get anything for that?
Yeah, they should get a bat or something from Ballesteros.
I'm sure. I would say, Michael, it gives me a little joy in my heart to know that you're not totally dead inside because, you hate most everything. So the fact that you found a little joy out of this and they lost, I mean, you started the show and you're talking about, this part of the season's boring. Be happy that the Cubs are probably in the driver's seat. I think they have a 98% chance to be in the playoffs right now.
Oh, it's 99.
Whatever it is, it's really good. And hopefully if they're being well coached and the team is smart, which, everybody has their doubts about sometimes, that they're going to take this time to rest maybe some players right now. Give some people some chances to stretch some things out and figure out what's going to happen and get ready for the playoffs, but also try not to lose that edge, because you definitely have to have an edge going into the playoffs. The hard part about it is, for years and years and years, it was the teams that run away with it don't always win. Teams with the best records in the league, it's rare unless they're just so dominant. Unless it's a businessman's team, like some of those Yankees teams where it's just oh, they know what to do. They know how to prepare for the playoffs. They know how to go. Not to keep bringing up Tom Brady in Boston, but, the Belichick Patriots were one of those sports teams. They could have taken the last 3 weeks off before the playoffs. He would make players play, but he knew how to get them ready. And he also knew how to get them rest. He had the balance. He's they're football players. They're going to play.
That was also one of the most boring teams I've ever seen win constantly. I would be watching.
All right. You know what? I'm sitting right here. If you want to talk like that about Tom fucking Brady, listen, hey, I'm in fucking New England. I'm going to go out back and get some of my guys, and we're going to get on a fucking bus, and we're going to drive to your fucking house and knock your fucking teeth out. You just fucking knocked it. Don't ever fucking talk about Tom Brady in front of me.
No, look. They were so good.
Take his name out of your mouth.
Because at the end of the game, you were like, well, if you're not winning by 10, if you're not winning by at least 10, you're not going to win
11. You need 11.
You're not going to win the damn game against. And because he would just dink and dunk down the field, and get them down there, and then they kick a field goal, and it was over. And I'm telling you, like,
Back
they
back
were
to base,
so
back to
good.
baseball
They were so good they became boring. That is not this damn team.
back to baseball.
Yeah,
All I'm
this
saying
team
is
is
don't be mad about the time you have before the playoffs. Try to just enjoy.
Well, they got to stay healthy, and they're not because you got the freaking.
Just try to enjoy the baseball right
Yeah,
now.
but
There's not a lot of
you're
pressure
also-
on them.
Lyle, a lot of the stuff that you said, what they should be doing, they're not doing. So, you know, it's like
Well, they
we're
kinda
watching every
are
day and
now.
they're kind of screwing around.
Well,
They are a little bit right now, and now is the time. And then, like a week and a half from now, as you're ramping up for the playoffs, you'll be like, "All right, everybody, time to get fucking back in there and get that edge, and let's try to fucking win every goddamn game, and let's pitch some innings." The only guys at the end who aren't going to see a lot of time are the pitchers they're going to depend on. So.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, because you're going to clinch this thing, and then you're just going to like roll in, and you're going to see like Javier Assad and a bunch of piggyback starts and things like that, getting everybody healthy.
What's
And
their magic number? Is there even one? Does that even like?
Yeah,
there
is
is
one,
one, but
it was
yeah.
it's somewhere around 7. People in the chat, if you know what it is, pop it in there. But I think it's around.
I meant to look it up before I got on, but I had some technical difficulties.
Tucker's,
you guys know, so I couldn't fucking remember what.
Tucker is finally on the IL, and you don't really need him to like push you
Gary.
over. You couldn't anyway. But then, yeah, one more thing about that I do want to mention about that Saturday Rizzo game is that Eddie Vedder was also in the bleachers with those guys, just hammered, dropping F-bombs on Marquee. Just
that
so good.
was so funny.
That man, I'm not the biggest Pearl Jam fan in the world, but I'm a huge Eddie Vedder fan. Like as a human, as a person, I've had the privilege many times to hang out with him or whatever. That dude is fun and likes to have fun. And in big moments, he's like, "Fuck it, I'm getting drunk with everybody." He loves to buy drinks. He loves to have a good time. He's a great guy. He's good people. He's as down to earth as like a really big rock star could be, and he's pretty down to earth.
And Carrie's asking why was Cindy Crawford there? She's from Chicago, and Lyle, you worked for Cindy Crawford for years.
I have her phone number in my phone.
Hold on
right now.
Lyle, you worked for.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. You worked for Cindy Crawford. What were you doing?
I worked for her husband.
Husband, and he is
a nightclub hotel man, and I worked for them and worked directly with them quite a bit. And I was always Cindy's point person when she came to Chicago. She would call me. I would hook her up, her sisters, her family. And I just make sure that they have a good time, take care of them, do the thing, and anything they needed when they were in town, they'd reach out to me. So I was although I was managing nightclubs and I became kind of a personal assistant when she was around a bit too. So, but very cool, super sweet, down to earth, fucking brilliant, nice, just everything you would think she wouldn't be, but anything you'd want her to be. She has all the great Midwestern things that you'd want in somebody.
She's from the area, right?
She's from she's from DeKalb.
From DeKalb
originally, and I was super confused about the whole Cindy Crawford thing too. And I was looking it up. I'm like, is Eddie Vedder dating Cindy Crawford? And then, but I looked it up, and no, Eddie's married and she's married, but they're like friends. And they did a Blackhawks thing together too, and she's played tambourine, which, by the way, when I saw that she was playing tambourine and he was singing, I was like, oh my god, is she like the Yoko of whatever he's doing?
No, she's great, and they are friends. They've been friends for a while. I mean, she's a pretty big celebrity. Her husband hobnobs with pretty big celebrities. His two best friends are Brad Pitt and George Clooney. And so they'd hobnob all the time. I mean, I'd walk into my bar some nights and I'd be like, oh, cool. Just another night. There's Cindy Crawford and George Clooney and Brad Pitt sitting in the corner doing shots. Awesome. Oh, here comes Eddie Vedder. Wow. just another night. But it was sometimes, I'd call up Danny. He was like, get down here. And he's like, I don't give a fuck about any of those fucking people.
Exactly.
Call me when Andre Dawson's in there.
Exactly. He was like, did they ever play for the Cubs? I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
Danny's
Andre Dawson.
Mind.
Call me when Matt Merton's in there. You're just like any Cub.
Any Cub, yeah. Well, there were 2 other games this weekend and other people sitting in the bleachers, including I went on Friday. Shout out to Janet, Ronnie Woo Woo's Janet gave me a ticket for Friday. I wasn't going to go. I was going to, actually make chili. I ended up making chili all night, but I got a free ticket. So I went down there and look who I see. I took a creeper picture. Look over my right shoulder there. Can you see who that is?
So is
Ted fucking Cruz.
Ted Cruz sitting with Al Yellen.
Yeah. No, that's of course Tom Ricketts sitting behind me, and he was sitting out there talking to the guy that lives in the house across the street. He's sitting there with that guy, and anyway, they were making a cup snake, and it was getting high up, and then the ushers were coming to take it because they kind of like have no snaking areas. They don't really tell you what they are, but like
sir, this is a snake-free zone.
They do. They have an area in the far left field corner called the good sport zone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, sport. Like that's when you call somebody your
no cussing, no ball busting, no drinking.
Yeah.
Can you drink over there? I don't know.
No, you can, but I know there's some stadiums where you have that. But
wasn't there like a little family no drinking section in the bleachers at some point in like the early 2000s, right? Remember that? Because we'd be like, oh, let's go sit over there. And we'd walk over and we'd forget all the time. And you'd look, we're like, we can't sit over here.
We can't sit over here. Yeah.
They're going to kick us out of here.
Or there are some times that people had bought those tickets accidentally.
Right.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I got bleacher tickets. And then they realized they were in the family section. I'm like, no
booze. You can't even have booze there. Yeah. You're not allowed to have drinks in there.
But anyway, Ricketts was watching the game, which is kind of fun. So they were making this cup snake on the way up, and Tom was leaving. I was taking pictures of the usher that was going to take the snake away from these people. And people are booing him, and Tom's like coming down the stairs, kind of watching this whole usher snake thing happen. I'm like, Tom, you come. I know it's a bad job to have to do that because the rules are unclear. So
I know, but the usher's also like, the boss is watching. Does he want me to take the snake? Does he not want me to take the snake? Nobody's telling me what to do. Somebody talk in my ear. Do I kill the snake or do I not kill the snake? He's like, it's like he's in Nam and he doesn't know if he's supposed to kill somebody or not. Do I take the fucking shot, boss?
We counted the rotors, but the Tom's coming down the stairs, and I'm like you coming down to do a little snaking, Tom? And he's like, oh, because he's such a dork. He's the biggest dork. Like he didn't know what to do with that. You know what I mean? Like, right. I don't know.
Well, but he doesn't know what to do if anybody talks to him.
Yeah, he really does it. He's just like, he can't be normal. And by the way,
wouldn't you have loved to see how he acted? Do you know? Did he interact with Cindy Crawford at all? I'm sure he did.
No, that was the day before.
I know, but because she was there, I'm sure if he was around, he probably a big VIP like that comes. You just want to say hi and do whatever. He's like, oh, hi, Cindy. I had a poster of you on my ceiling. Yeah.
So he's one of those guys. He's not allowed to be in the same room with her unless his wife's there or something. So
right.
He's wearing his purity ring. But
wasn't that Mike Pence? Didn't he? He was like, oh, I've never been alone in a room with a woman when my wife hasn't been there. I was like,
well, that stands to reason with you, Mike.
Would have kept me out of a lot of trouble if I had them rules.
Yeah, Mike
or anyone.
Mike Pence should actually have that rule for young men. I think is really more where Mike Pence seems
honestly, like anyone. Nobody wants to be in a room with Mike Pence alone.
Yeah.
Just be here.
I mean, is anyone going to find out I was in that room?
Yeah. You may never.
Maybe
be
I
heard
do
of
want.
Again.
Maybe I do want 20 minutes alone in a room with Mike Pence.
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
But Ricketts would not have missed.
Say something bad about Tom Brady to my face right now, Mike Pence.
Well, Ricketts would not have missed that Friday game for the world because they did do a Charlie Kirk moment of remembrance. I'm sure
that's why he was there. I can't believe. I know they did it league-wide. They did it for the NFL games today too, but they didn't show it on TV. From what I saw, at least here in the Northeast, I don't know. Did you watch the Bears today, Michael? Did you notice it pregame when they were getting ready to go?
I was busy doing stuff. I just totally missed it today,
All
like
right,
the game, and so
you didn't want to see it.
But they buried it.
Sucks.
They put
yeah.
Oh yeah, the Bears suck.
Again,
I
it's hard to look at.
But they did this, and they kind of lumped it in with like a, well, 9/11 was this week, and our country is going through troubled times, and something else happened. So they just kind of like shoved the Charlie Kirk thing on top of that. And then some people, when I showed up to that game, people were like, because they saw I did a poll whether they should do it or not on X, and 3/4 of Cubs fans said, do not do it. And I'm like, yeah. Don't tell me about like this mixing politics and sports if you're gonna constantly do it yourself.
The fact that you had 25% that said yes, because I figured 99% of anyone who's ever been conservative that still follows you is just there to troll you. So my point is, if you had 25%, I'm saying there's probably more openness to it, because I'm guessing that's 25% of like fairly liberal people that think that. And people do, and I know people don't know him too much, and they think about a man who has 2 small kids and a wife, and they don't necessarily realize that he's the second coming of the devil. or whatever. There's little horns under there. Whatever, like however you feel about him. I don't give a fuck about the whole situation. It's sad that someone got shot again in this country, and that's enough. That's all I got to say about it.
Well, they should have put some of his wonderful quotes up on the video board, and then we could have seen what we were remembering, what we were supposed to remember, like stuff about like wondering if the black pilot was DEI or
black pilot.
Or wondering why my wife doesn't serve my every need at all times, just only because I'm swinging it in between my legs. It's just like, to have a moment of remembrance. Like, what exactly are we remembering about that man? Right. And also, not everybody even knows who that guy is. Like, he's correct,
which is why I think there's been a lot more sympathy for him. People are outraged that they see other people they know saying, "Yeah, fuck him," because they're like, "What the fuck? Someone died. Are you a monster?" And I'm like, well, no, but
I own it. I'm like, sure, if that's a monster, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Well, they don't know the context of some of the things that he says, and how if you are maybe the target of what he said and the hate and the vile that he spews and the kind of people he doesn't like, like your sympathies are low. You still feel bad. Like, you still don't think people should get killed. But
yeah, but I've talked to a lot, and I don't really want to wade into it that much, but and I don't think the Cubs should either. So why are we doing stupid moments of silence? It's just like, dude, like, it's kind of
keep your politics out of my sports. But I hear the same thing the other way too, and I'm like,
well, it gives me permission to put politics right back in, which personally, I'm having a real struggle, like, giving a shit about the baseball season this year. Although I'm watching all the games and like rooting for the Cubs and keeping track of what happened, but like, there's a lot of other stuff going on in the city. Like, I went down to Little Village today because we had a call from our alder. So instead of going to the Cubs game, I went down to the Mexican Independence Day Parade because they were like, "Hey, we need people that look like me to show up down there," and so that the only people down there aren't like, like police armed to the teeth, like ready to snatch people off the street. So, so like that, I chose to do that today instead of go to the game. Like, I end up back at the ball corner eventually by the 6th, but that's because the parade was over,
Right. You did your duty.
But I've got other things on my mind too.
You called a cop a fascist. Actually, Chicago cops, not all of them are so bad. I mean, cops are cops, but you go around that city, like, there's a lot of like-minded cops in that town.
I think the cops are on our side. I think that's one of the main reasons because they back down. And so I've been very vocal about,
they believe in the people of the city. They live in the city and they live around the city, and they it's their home, and you're like, fuck you. Most cities and most towns don't like other people outside. Keep our fucking town out of your mouth. You don't know what's going on here. We'll figure this out. We'll fight it out ourselves.
And now they're not coming.
For now.
Yeah.
For now. I know. Everybody's like, "Oh, good, they're not coming." I'm like, for now. I said the same thing. I'm like, gotta stay vigilant. So anyway, that's what's been on my mind because I live here. You know what I mean? And this shit, some guy just got killed only a few miles. It's like 8 miles from my house. You know, that's
Mhm.
where that guy got shot. So by an ICE agent. So I don't want to go into the details of all
But
that.
I'm
it's
sure there was
real
a moment.
here, you know?
I'm sure there was a moment of silence for him too.
Oh yeah. It was a huge moment of silence. It was like all night long. In fact, like during the middle of the night, Wrigley Field dead silent for a good 6 hours for that man.
Right. Well, that
Except for one guy with a leaf blower. That was the one guy. But it was they did win that first game. So shout out to Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day because that won the game. But it started terribly. Boyd gave up a 3-run homer to Christopher Morel. If there's anything has been more predictable than a home run from Christopher Morel to like kick things off to make Sarah Sanchez happy and us all go, oh, see, we told you Morel's awesome. But
that was amazing. I mean, yeah, first time back at Wrigley since he got traded for a player who was absolutely worse than he was for the Cubs last year, and then ended up getting traded, and now the dude is, I don't know, he's broken somewhere. He's not playing. And for him to come back and just, I think, was it first pitch? Like, he just ripped that ball and a 3-run homer. Just amazing for Christopher Morel to have that moment to kind of rub it in the front office's face. And then
he didn't do shit the rest of the series, but
right. But as we all know, nothing
and
kills
they
a rally
got to sit
like
there
a
and be like,
3-run
"Yeah,
homer.
we were right."
Yeah, nothing kills a rally like a 3-run homer, and they only scored one more run the whole rest of the game.
And he didn't even play yesterday. But the one thing he did do was he met. You remember Cooper, who we bought that mitt for? Corey Finneran's nephew who had meningitis.
Yeah,
He's back at Wrigley. Christopher Morel's his favorite player, and
nice.
he got to meet him on Friday.
Oh,
That's
that's
so
really cool.
Corey sent me that picture of Cooper, and today Morel was throwing up baseballs into the bleachers, and he threw one right to bleacher Jeff, autographed. And you can't, in case you can't read that, it says Cubs. Jeff showed it to me after the game. It says Cubs forever. Love Christopher Morel wrote it, and he said "Go Cubs" on it too.
Wow.
So, and he threw that right to Jeff, so he remembered Jeff. You know, it's like, oh yeah, that guy, he's still here. You know, so one of the great ones. You know, gotta love Morel. But gotta love
that's very cool.
The new Morel, Moises Ballesteros, who I like better than Morel, who should have been here probably all year. But
probably
he's just hitting and hitting and hitting. He hits a triple, has a couple. But that big boy running around the bases is a sight to behold. Even with your bare eyes. But he's running around the bases, hits a triple. Ian Happ up a triple shy of the cycle on Friday. Hits two home runs. Ballesteros has a bunch of hits. Nico Horner is, besides Trey Turner, who's hitting higher, 305 is his batting average. Nico Horner's at 299, has a chance to be the batting champion this year.
They were talking about it on the Tampa Rays broadcast. They did a little thing. Who the Cubs have only had 2 batting champions or something like that. And it was
Bill Madlock.
It was Derek Lee, and it was Bill Madlock in 1980, and Derek Lee in like 2005, I think. Or something.
You got to catch Turner now. I mean, Turner probably will rest a little bit, maybe. Just because they just clinched. I mean, maybe he'll have a few more days off. I don't know.
Wait, you know what? Maybe it wasn't Madlock. Maybe it was Buckner.
No, it was Madlock. Madlock won a
Okay.
batting championship. I mean, maybe Buckner did too, but Madlock certainly did. But I mean, the offense wasn't like. I mean, they didn't put up a lot of runs.
Terry E. Bill Buckner in 1980. Yeah.
And Madlock
Bill
won one too.
Madlock, and then I was like,
And Derek Lee in 2005.
yeah.
For sure.
Madlock definitely won one too, though.
Yeah, but I don't think he wasn't with the Cubs.
Oh, all right.
That was the key. Like, only 2 Cubs have won the batting titles, and like I said, because I watch the opposing team's announcers, so I get to learn all about my favorite team all the time because they're trying to explain to their fans who our team is. So I don't know shit about the Rays after those 3 games, but I know now I know a little trivia about the Cubs.
All you need to know is which one is Lau and which one is low. That's the main thing that you got to know about when you're watching the Rays, because it's hard to keep them straight. But yeah, I mean, it was a good series. They really should have won that one game, the Rizzo game. They blew it late. They had the tying run on third with nobody out. Contact play.
Oh my Lord. The fucking contact play.
See, Little Yumper says Madlock 1-2 with the Cubs in 75-76. Sorry to go ahead.
Oh, okay. Huh, I wonder what they were talking about.
They were just wrong.
Yeah. They were talking 80 and 2000. I don't know.
They live in Tampa.
Yeah,
Enough said.
Yeah, they don't have any education.
They do that crocodile.
Or maybe they were just qualifying it with like since 1980 they've only had to, and they didn't think about it. Yeah. Anyway, the fucking contact play. Are you fucking kidding me? This is the dumbest goddamn play in all of baseball. I do not give a shit. It doesn't fucking work ever. And you're in this position where you're trying to win a fucking game. You have no reason to run. Now,
no outs. They could have gotten somebody else, could have hit a sac fly, done anything else in that position.
And I will say,
if you want to move the runner along, why don't you just bunt? Why don't you squeeze? You know what I mean? Like,
squeeze.
I will say, he could not have gone back to third, which people were talking about, like he was dead in the water no matter what. But the point is that he was planning to go home, which is why he was out of position when that ball did the thing we all knew it was about to fucking do, is go right to the third baseman, and he was going to get killed. So you just remove your scoring threat. There were no outs. There's no outs. Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah. Now with one out, maybe you're trying to steal that run. Like, we got to get it home, and you want to just give it the chance. But with no outs, I mean, I'd play it a little bit safe. You get that tie, then, and then see where you get. You still got a runner behind him. Like, there's a lot more that could happen, but you're just giving that out away. You gave that first out away, and that was bullshit. I agree. But hey, they won the other ones, even though they were tight. The Rays aren't as bad as their record might say. And
they're in a tough division, and
their pitching is pretty good, and we saw that. So
Lyle, you're right. They're in a tough division, and they have had a mess of a season, having to play at home throughout the whole spring in Steinbrenner Field, and then go on the road for like 2 months, and it's been really weird for them. So the fact that they're like not having a great season should not surprise anyone, because the deck was stacked against them from the beginning.
Well, how about we take a break, and then but I know you've got a silhouette, don't you, Michael?
I do have a silhouette.
Well, Mike's bringing that up. Ross Barons won the batting championship with a 429 1876. Cap Anson in 1888. King Kelly in 1886. Heinz Zimmerman in 1912.
Hans Zimmerman?
Heine.
I
believe
Heine.
His name is literally
Heine. I know. It's Heine. Phil Cavaretta in 1945. Billy Williams in 72. Matlock 75, 76. Buckner in 80. And Derek Lee in 2005. So I don't know what the fuck you learned, Michael, listening to the Tampa broadcast, but I suggest you unlearn it.
They probably got it off.
If there's anything else they told you, you should just try to forget it.
No, so they probably said something stupid like they've only had 2 since 1980, and I didn't pick up on that part because it took them like an entire inning before they told what the answer was, and they were talking about all the different people it might be. And
did they suggest taking ivermectin for anything? Because I would say probably stick away from that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, they probably it was probably one of those qualified things. It's just like everything when they give you some sort of record
Yeah.
but there's 8 qualifiers to give you whatever that record is.
Yeah. And
Well,
when,
you can make any player or any organization look good with enough qualifiers.
Yeah.
Like, this is the only player to ever do this in a 3-game span in the month of August in the second week of the month. And you're like,
So maybe that's what they're
When the
doing.
moon
Maybe
is
they were
full.
making the organization look bad. They're like, in the last 45 years, they've only had
Yeah.
2 batting
Yeah.
champions.
Right.
You know, maybe it's something like that. But
that is pretty bad.
It really is. I honestly, when they started talking about it, I was like, God, maybe it was Grace was one of them because, I mean, he had the most
I actually
hits
would have.
in the 90s.
I actually would have thought it was Mark Grace. I would have thought he had one. I was surprised he didn't when you said that. I was like, "There's no way
Right.
Grace he doesn't have a." I mean,
Well, he's
98, what do you
playing
have
it.
for
Tony
345 or
Gwynn.
something? I
Tony
guess.
Gwynn's still playing.
And Wade Boggs.
Wade, yeah. I mean, well,
Yeah.
he was in the AL, but
Yeah.
for the NL,
I know.
Tony
Just
Gwynn
just those kind of guys. That's all I mean.
was flirting with 400 like a couple times.
Yep.
All right. Well, do your silhouette.
All right, we got a silhouette here. Oh, look at that.
Lefty.
In action, so take a look. Lyle, I don't know, can you actually see the name of this? Then you already know what the answer is. But
I can't. Well, I didn't scroll down to see who it was. So
okay, yeah. So
I'm gonna guess, like, with that kind of swing and that inside out action, I was gonna say Tiger Woods, but he doesn't he doesn't golf lefty, so I'm gonna say it's Phil. Like, I mean, like the other great golfer of that generation. I just think because
Phil
it looks
Mickelson.
like- yeah,
you're thinking it's Phil Mickelson?
because he's got that lefty swing.
You know what? Speaking of the golf thing, are they doing the thing where you can hit golf balls at Wrigley Field? I know they've done
Yeah,
this in
yeah,
couple
they
of
do.
ballparks.
They just did it at Fenway last week.
Yeah, they do it.
when they're out of town.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
I've gone down there and I'm like, what the hell's going on? You see all these guys with their golf clubs, and you're like, oh, it's golf day. Yeah, they do it. All right, so guess who it is in the chat. Who is this? Who is this silhouette? And guess it in the chat, and we'll be right back.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Sun Ranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cuppa Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/bleacherbunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Renter Calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/bleacherbunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dog crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money, and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/bleacherbunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/bleacherbunch.
In the clutch, in the clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Take it from the Bleacher Bunch. You'll love the shirts from In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts are comfortable, stylish, and guaranteed to get you laid. Plus, they're proud sponsors of the Bleacher Bunch. Use promo code Bleacher Bunch for 10% off your purchase.
Nice to feel and soft to touch. That's why you will get laid so much. Wearing a shirt from In the Clutch. And you can thank the Bleacher Bunch.
In the Clutch, in the Clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Remember the code Bleacher Bunch. Save 10% at In the Clutch. In the Clutch, in the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts actually not really guaranteed to get you laid.
Who the hell is it?
this is.
Did anybody even guess?
Yeah, everybody's guessing Rizzo. But yeah, if you remember, Rizzo, when he swung, he would always go down to his knee.
Yeah, not always, but
That's Ian Happ.
well, I still can't tell it's Ian.
I was like, that's not Ian Happ. That's Michael. He posed in the backyard, had his wife take a picture of him in a Cubs uniform, and then superimposed it over the field. That's Michael.
Yeah, no, that
Michael
is
Barrett?
Ian Happ. He's
Michael
a
Cotton.
switch hitter. So yeah, I had to grab that one in there. But
everybody
no,
was wrong.
I actually saw apparently the Japanese pitcher in Padres for the Padres. It was
Yu Darvish?
Yu Darvish was taking some batting practice the other day, like just taking hits, and he was batting lefty and going down on a knee like Rizzo did, and like he sent it out to Rizzo, I guess, and then like his walkout music was one of Rizzo's walk-up songs.
The bum,
Oh, that was
bum,
sweet.
bum, bum,
Yeah,
bum,
and
bum, bum, bum.
it
And
was
Hap
the-
used it too the other day.
It was the day that it was the day that he had announced, so it was still a couple days before they went to Wrigley, and yeah, you Darvish just wanted to like tell Rizzo like
His old captain.
congratulations,
Yeah. They
and he
played
really
together.
liked being there. Yeah, and I thought that was really sweet, and it was also like amazing because he's in there batting lefty and just dropping down to that knee, trying to hit the ball every time.
So the Cubs, it is kind of boring that they've already clinched it, but they're not.
Let's knock it off and enjoy baseball, you old
I know,
fuck
I am,
man.
but here's what I'm interested in. I mean, this week is kind of interesting in that we face the Pirates and we get to face Skeens. Okay, so that's happening in the middle game. But then the Reds are still in it. Oh, shit. I wasn't supposed to say that. Cupstradamus is coming on, and I've just ruined his what he was going to predict. But we got the
I don't
Reds who
know
are
that you can ruin anything that Cupstradamus does.
It's already been
because-
ruined. Have you listen? I think he's visited you all at home. I mean, anything he sits on is ruined. There's just that like, it's
you
like
throw it
someone.
away, yeah.
It's like someone put like 50 birds in a blender and left it out in the sun for a week and then rubbed it on your furniture.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know
really fucking
how he makes sound waves stink, but he does it, and it's fucked up.
It's called his breath. Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting because you got the Reds and then you got the Mets who are holding on for dear life right after that. So like, I'm thinking an Avenged 69, nice sort
Nice,
of
yeah.
Yeah.
4-game series at Wrigley next week. Like we could ruin their season. Like that's kind of fun.
That'd
That
be
fun.
pretty great.
And can we bring like 13 black cats and throw them all on the field?
Dude, that'd be hilarious.
when
Let's
the
get
Mets-
black cat puppets and bring them to the bleachers.
No, Danny, just go down to the shelter and get some and just throw them out there.
Just throw them out there.
Just throw them onto the field.
Free cats.
If I'm getting shelter cats, I'm bringing them to my alley where they can get a job.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, so I think that'd be kind of fun. We're gonna be in Cincinnati this Saturday. We're gonna be at Binsky's Bar at 3 p.m.
I'm
and
looking forward to it.
yeah, and then we're gonna be all together. We did get seats in section, I forget what you said, 508 or something. I don't know.
Ooh, there's a 5 in the number?
Yeah,
And
it's
it's not the last number?
yeah.
There's no
Unfortunately,
6. I've never seen a stadium with a 6.
yeah, so we're up there, but that's the point. But apparently, there's a little bit of money left over after buying the tickets because we got to get.
Because the tickets were so fucking cheap in 508 that they were just like, you've given us too much money, Billy.
Yeah, here's
I
some
don't know what
back.
you want.
Yeah. So we have money for Binsky's Malort shots.
No, nobody's ever paid that much for a ticket here in Kentucky.
But we're gonna drink Malort.
Kentucky.
Malort out of ashtrays at Binsky's
Yes,
Bar.
you
That's how
are.
they serve it.
Yeah.
And so we got extra money for Malort shots. Everybody's getting a Malort shot out of
And
the
you all
deal.
get to hang out with Billy. Like I have envy.
Michael, do you want to chug a beer bat with Billy DeVore? Do you want to have a competition with him? Yeah. Are
Are
you a
you?
competitive eater?
No, no, I am not. And are
How
you
about
talking
Eli?
about
Can you bring him?
chili out of the beer bat?
Yeah.
Like no, I've never even had.
Chug chili out of a beer vat.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Billy did it last year, and it was
It goes slow
amazing.
down because it just kind of like
Yeah.
so.
But
'cause
I've
it's
never
so,
even had
thick.
Cincinnati chili, so I got to take it easy. I got to ease into it. Like nobody started drinking for the first time ever with like a glass of Malort.
No. In Chicago, maybe.
Chicago,
they
that
do.
happens quite a bit, actually.
So I'm not jumping in to Cincinnati chili with a beer bat full of chili.
Well, we did we did a mashup one time, which was the Sky Rosa Malort slider, which was a piece of La Rosa's pizza with the chili dog in the middle of the pizza, all folded up, and then you slide the Malort, you put it like a funnel. And then you just slide the
down that
Malort
dog.
down the dog pizza, and right into your mouth. And that's the Sky Rosa Malort slider.
I'm gonna have to get off the show here, guys. I'm super horny right now.
For the first for the first time ever, the hot dog was the healthy part of that meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, first we're gonna put some fries on our salad. And happy birthday! I'm looking at the Ranter calendar right now. Tomorrow is Brian Ziegler's birthday, who's our Pirates guy.
Yeah.
Longtime listeners of the show. Tomorrow's his birthday, and it's Cubs Pirates. And so I asked him to be on the show tonight, but you know how restaurants are always closed on Mondays oftentimes. He's like, his whole town is like that. So he's like, yeah, we're out for his birthday tonight. So he's out with his wife for his birthday. So happy birthday, Brian. But anyway, he's not coming on the show to tell us about the Pirates. So I'm going to do it for you.
So,
for
Danny, did you say we're going to be in section? Okay, 508 doesn't exist.
5,008,
but
Michael. 5,008.
509 does exist. It is in the farthest corner of left field, as high up as you can possibly go, and they call it Value View.
Well, that sounds like us.
But it is right next to like what looks like a place to eat and drink.
Oh,
so
I'm sorry. It's not 508, 509.
Yeah,
that's what he's talking
509.
about.
Exactly.
You're in Value View.
Yeah.
Well, for a second there, I thought 508 was literally just not even listed because it would have been the next one over, and we would have been kind of outside the ballpark.
Yeah, I kind of figure it doesn't really matter where we sit, and if it's empty, we just go downstairs and do something else. Like a lot of times in that stadium, like I like going for walks. There's like a lot of places you can go, but with the Reds being in it right now, I mean, if they can climb back in sometime during this week, who do they got this week? Who are the Reds playing? Because they might be like on the cusp of a playoff spot.
They might be charging. Danny, are you gonna write?
They got the Cardinals.
Are you gonna do a song for the Cincinnati trip? Because right now it's just in my head. I mean, one after 509. I mean, there's got to like do a shot of a Lord. You know what I mean? Like I got you. Like you got that, Danny. 509. That is in your wheelhouse. The Beatles song.
Yes, baby said you're traveling on the one after 509.
Yeah.
I'll think of
honey, traveling on that line.
Harmony. All right. Well, let's talk about the Pirates because even though Brian's not here, Cubs did beat them this year. Okay, 7-3 against them. But the Pirates have been bad. They just broke a 7-game losing streak on Saturday against the Nationals. They have the worst OPS and the fewest homers, but they do have a good team ERA. It's the same as the Cubs. 386 because they've got great starters like Paul Skeens, who we're going to see, and they have an average bullpen, which has allowed them to win some games. They're not the worst team in baseball by any chance, by any stretch, and
apparently Colorado isn't either because they just moved past the White Sox with 42 wins this year or something.
Oh, they climb back into the or climb back out of the basement.
Yeah, so they're no
Pathetic.
longer going to be the worst team.
But so much like, I guess it
By
doesn't
the
help
way,
you to have the
was it-
Pope. as your-
Actually, didn't we talk about that too? At one point, that like Colorado was like they had a 10-game better record than the White Sox, and the odds were that the White Sox would still have a worse record.
And
we
that's
talked
correct.
about this
We
like
did.
very early in the year, and I was like, "There's no way that's happening. It can't be that bad." Apparently, they are.
that is
Apparently,
what
Vegas knows what's going on.
Oh no, I was just talking about the all-time record. Oh, but I don't
No, but
know.
when we were talking about that, we talked about that the odds of them having the worst record in the league this year were not.
No, they still. This is all-time record. He's talking about last year.
Yeah.
So it's 41 wins. This year, the White Sox actually have 57 wins.
Oh, got
So
it.
they-
I thought,
yeah.
got it.
So they did, but
Yeah.
so but
I've
whatever
not
we were
tracked the
looking-
White Sox once this year because I care so little about that fucking team. Fuck them.
Well, and they actually went on a little bit of a run recently. I guess I guess they
I mean,
did,
I
or
guess.
they've got a pitcher that's doing real well. I forget. So I heard some rumblings. They're like, and I heard some Sox fan be like, "Hey, maybe next year if they pick up a little hitting, we might be all right next year." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Good luck."
I mean,
That-
there's some bad owners in baseball, and the White Sox are up there, like top 3 worst owners in baseball.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Lil
right there
Yumpers
with
is.
they're right there with the Pirates. I think maybe
Not as bad. Pirates are the worst run organization in baseball, I
No,
think. By large margin.
I think
Rockies.
the Rockies are actually the worst run organization, but the worst owners might be the Pirates because
or
the
Cubs.
Rockies, I think, actually want to win. They're just so bad at it that they have
Yeah.
no fucking clue how to do it. And the Pirates are just like
They don't give a
"Nah,
fuck. They don't
we're not
give a
even gonna. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we're not
gonna take
I don't know.
our money
literally-
and go.
He just takes the excess money from the other teams and
Yeah.
Robert Sanchez says the Rockies are the worst, and so does Rogue Wave Creative. Oh, who, by the way, Rogue Wave Creative sent me $40, and it just during this show, he said
Nice.
it's the $40 beer playoff fund F Kirk. Thank you very much. We will definitely spend that this weekend on Lord out of ashtray shots. And
There we go.
yes.
I'm into it.
We'll toast our fallen Cubs fans. But yeah, so we've got Tyone versus Ashcraft on game 1 tomorrow, and Cubs did nothing against him in 2 innings of relief that he pitched. And then we got, I love this matchup on freaking Tuesday, Horton versus Skeens.
This is
That's fun.
excellent.
That's a
I'm
fun
so
matchup.
excited. Cade Horton right now in the second half, 7-1. He's got a 0.84 ERA since the
Wild.
All-Star break. That is so freaking good. It's insane.
So that'll be a fun one. And then there's like a game that starts at 11:35 Central Time so it is a day game, game 3 on Wednesday. Boyd versus Johan Oviedo is like a former Cardinal. So he's over on the Pirates now. So hopefully Boyd wasn't, the bloom is kind of off. Had a great season. Gave us way more than we ever thought we could get.
Yep.
But the bloom's a little bit off the rose like right now with him. So I just think the idea is to keep him healthy. He only went 5 the last time he went out there. If one thing you could at least, since you're so far ahead in the wild card in some respects, and you're going to make the playoffs, I think your best bet is just to whatever you have to do to keep these guys healthy, you do. Like, even if you skip a start for one of these guys, who cares?
I agree.
I know. Look, the only one I'm gonna say no for that on is Horton Skeens. Like, whatever else you want to do, fine. But if we have an opportunity to see Horton versus Skeens, I do not want them pulling that guy at that moment.
Also because Horton, they're all on pitch counts, especially Horton.
Right.
It's the problem is like Horton could be pitching a no hitter in the 8th inning and get to 75 pitches, and they'll pull him.
Yep.
Even if it's 1-0, they don't care.
Yeah, I mean Matthew Boyd. I'm trying to think how many more. No, I was looking. Matthew Boyd is leading this team with 171.1 innings pitched
Shocking.
this season, and that is a ton of pitches for a guy who I don't think has cracked 100 in like the last 4 years, something like that. I'm probably talking. That's an ass stat. I'm just making that shit up, but he's like double where he was at last year. Like he's 171. Nobody would have guessed. And I was like, just trying to think in my head, is he going to hit 200 innings? And he won't. And then guess who's second? Colin Ray.
I believe it.
I mean, these two guys coming into this season, nobody was clocking them as anything more than just
Well, Boyd, we knew.
take up a spot, but they're now, I mean, they've had good seasons. Ray has not been great. It's over 4, but still, it's like it's amazing.
Lyle
Little Yumper says you look like you're sleeping.
I was looking up I use my phone to look up shit because it's easier. So I was looking at the phone trying to find something.
Yeah.
It did look like I was sleeping. I peeked out of the corner of my eye and I was like, I should start making snoring sounds.
Yeah, but Cade Horton, amazingly, he's at 110 innings, which, by the way, Tyone is at 110.2 innings.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, how many more games have the Cubs won if we had like even an average Justin Steele added to this entire thing all year?
Right.
But if we have an average Justin Steele, I don't think we have a Cade Horton at all.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a good point. Yeah.
When I know you're impressed by all this pitching, but when Danny Rocket and I were juniors in high school, and 44-year-old Nolan Ryan was pitching, I think, for the Rangers at the time. He pitched 240 innings. At fucking 44. How old are you, Michael?
Oh, I'm 49.
Yeah, but just think about 5 years ago. Do you think you could pitch 240 innings?
Fuck
no. But
5 years ago.
These 20-somethings, pussies, all of them, can't take it.
Seriously, like 5 years ago, I was trying to get like pickup ball going, and I was throwing like batting practice for old men, adults, and I would have to ice my fucking entire right side of my body. And I was throwing about 43 miles per hour.
Right. And those guys were like, Jesus Christ, Cotton, slow it down. I can barely see the fucking thing. I'm going to get hurt out here.
No, they weren't. They were crushing balls.
Crushing you.
They were just like, I got to do it because I was the one that could put it over the plate.
Got it.
I was just like, please don't rip it right back into my melon. That's all I care about.
So, oh my God. Oh, I just got a whiff of that. Oh.
Is that a dead dog?
Somebody will end up dead because of something Michael said. In Cincinnati, things will go badly, and the Cubs will get swept by the Reds. Blah!
Oh, Michael, what did you do? What
are you
gonna
gonna do?
What caused this?
I don't know, but
you're gonna offend some. You're gonna say something and get our asses kicked in Cincinnati by like some Kentucky redneck, aren't you?
That
honestly, aren't you?
Maybe.
Yeah, you're gonna get drunk on Malort.
This is what you do, Michael, when you go down there and some fucking rednecks in your face, you're drinking Malort, get all tough and say, "Hey, don't make me knock your tooth out."
Somebody get angry when I try and crack a beer bottle open in the gap.
Right.
Hold on, let me grab this for you.
You won't even have a heavy glass to throw them. You're gonna have an ashtray.
I got a text today as I was down at the parade from Bleacher Jeff that he was like,
parade passes by. Sorry.
he goes, somebody's in the bleachers wearing a MAGA hat. He's like, this guy could be great for content. Let's fuck with him, man. And I was like, yeah, that could be a good way to get into a fight. I would think if I, started fucking with MAGA hat guy, like I could see that not going so well. But on enemy territory, when I'm in another, like I've been in a fight in Cincinnati personally. Like I was going over the bridge because I used to park in Kentucky because it's free. You can park on the street there and you walk over this bridge to the game. And so I'm walking over the bridge after the game. Everybody's hammered, and this one dude was effing with these like two black guys. And I was like, "Why don't you just shut the fuck up?" I said to the guy. He goes, "Oh, would you vote for Obama or something?" That's what he said to me. And I was like, and then he threatened to throw me over the bridge. So I was like, and so it was like ugly. And then like the guy was like yelling at me like the whole way. And we never got too close, but he was like, definitely, if I would have stopped and be like, "Let's go," like we would have gone,
Right.
So it can be get a little rough, in that neck of the woods, because you do cross that river and you are somewhere else.
You are.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time there
that's where
too.
my hotel is.
My college girlfriend is from that area, and his wife is from that area, so we both spent quite a bit of time right there. And I had some good times there, both Kentucky side and Ohio side. So, but
you're staying in Kentucky, Michael?
I think I am. Yeah.
Good.
I think that's where my
you'll be
hotel is.
fine. Yeah. No, Covington's nice, and yeah. I mean, I
Oh,
like
no,
Kentucky.
trust me. I know I'll be fine. I'm very pale skinned.
Yeah. Well, that didn't help me just because I was shooting my mouth off and telling him to shut the fuck up, because if you haven't noticed, I'm quite outspoken. So, but yeah, not the smartest thing I've ever done is like write some checks that my ass can't cash. So I used to do it a lot more when I'm around Lyle, because I say all the shit that when Lyle's around, because Lyle's big and he's got tattoos. And I was like, just say whatever I want, and Lyle will fight him for me. It's awesome.
Hey, Danny, speaking of big and tattoos, my dear friend Casey Sass. I know you knew him. He's a guy who did most of my tattoos. He'd come into the bars all the time. He was the guitarist for Black Actress, that band. You've met him 100 times.
I know who you're talking about, and I know what happened. And
he was in a pretty bad motorcycle accident last week. A drunk driver T-boned him, and him and his dog were on the bike. And he ended up just the other day, they had to take his leg. And he's still recovering and having lots of surgeries, but he did have an amputation, and he's in pretty rough shape. And I was going to ask, maybe we can pass it out there and reshare it. I don't know if you have, but maybe push out. The Ranters are a good crew, and he's a really good guy, and he's one of us by association. I wouldn't say Casey's always the biggest sporto, as he would say. But what he did love about this, and he liked the podcast, he's like, "I just like that you guys bitch." He said, "I like the idea of just ranting," and because he's a ranter by nature. He's a grumpy old man, even when he was in his 30s. So,
how do you spell his last name?
Sass, Casey Sass.
Does he have a GoFundMe?
There is. So I put it up on Facebook. So I was going to ask you to share that out there and get that out there, because he is good people. He's salt of the earth, good people, sweet, kind, funny, and looks like a pirate already, and now he's gonna have a fucking peg leg. That son of a bitch. I was gonna see if we get Ron Santos, but I don't know. That might be too much.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if we can afford it.
If he's not a Cubs fan, then maybe not. But we could do something fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I just found it. I just found the GoFundMe. It's so I'm gonna share this in the chat right now, and I'll share it out as well. So, Casey Sass GoFundMe. You'll see the picture of him, just so you know you're in the right one. It's him and his little Chihuahua puppy.
Yeah.
In the picture. So, just very sad.
Sad stuff. Good people, but he's recovering. I actually heard today. He said he was watching. He was having a Rocky marathon. I talked to his lady. He was just laying in bed on lots of drugs, trying to recover. And he's like, "Well, when the world takes your leg, you watch all the Rockies. Feel good about yourself."
Yeah. Well, that really sucks. And but so if you give something to him if you can and help out. And I hope to see a bunch of you guys this weekend and get there safely. And I'm gonna one of the things, I don't know how much it's gonna cost, but I did say we had like a little bit of extra money. I was gonna put, because Dan Nielsen's birthday is on 9/20. So they were sold out on the game we're all going to on 9/27 with his whole family at Wrigley. So I told his mom, I'm like, I'm going to try to put a video or a message on the Cincinnati board. Happy birthday, Dan Nielsen from the Ranters, whatever I can do, on the whatever the limitations are. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do that at the game on Saturday. put
Sweet.
a little video message. So hope to see you there. It's his birthday coming up. It's Brian Ziegler's birthday tomorrow. Jarrett from Bleacher Bum Band, his wife, her birthday, Lindsay, is on Friday, and Ryan Sandberg is on Thursday. So Rhino, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Rhino.
So I have a TFC. Everybody else?
I do too. I have one.
I'm not allowed to because you guys won't let me in.
Well, this is
I'm still just a guest.
This is a two-parter, and I promise I'll never bring this whole thing up again. But maybe I probably will. But I know there's all these Charlie Kirk. Everybody's talking about Charlie Kirk, right? So this person on Facebook said, and they're called Mike and Izzy Williamson. So they're one of those people that share a Facebook account, a husband and wife. So Mike and Izzy Williamson say, to the people who think this is funny and post emojis with the laughing faces, I will pray for your souls. You obviously have a heart made of hatred and a warped mind. And then somebody responded to that. Mike and Izzy Williamson, which one of you cheated? Mike or Izzy?
Absolutely.
Because you're sharing a Facebook, baby.
Yeah, you have someone lost their privacy. They did the dirty.
Absolutely. They come home and they open the phone and they show it to their partner. Yes, go through it. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, well, I got one coming from the Reddit, and this speed racer was my bro, says Casey doesn't hit his head if PCA doesn't run into him. I'm sick of PCA trying to do too much and interfering with the corner outfielders. And then 100 versus 1 says, have you been to a doctor? Because he clearly, I feel like this dude hit his head. Because, look, PCA is the center fielder. He doesn't interfere in the corner outfielders. They interfere with him, and the dude is just everywhere.
Right.
Like, they need to back off of his ass and let him play.
Nobody wants your best defensive player in the outfield slowing down and taking it easy. Just relax.
Well, Hap sometimes gives him a few looks, and he just like, hey, that was a little like the way you did that was like a little messed up. Like there probably are better routes that could be taken or better ways to field the overall thing or knowing where I'm positioned. Like, because maybe Hap got a guy shaded towards center because that's what his little stupid card that he's always looking at says. You know what I mean? Like,
well, also sometimes they're pros and they pay attention, but they're also so locked in on the ball and they're moving at a high rate of speed. They're trying to time it. All their little clocks are going and their internal timing devices are going and they're trying to get to that ball and shit happens. I mean, it's not like he's doing do you remember when Ken Griffey stepped in front of his dad when they were in the outfield together and he just went and stole the ball from him? That was funny. I mean, it was kind of like if that happened today, fucking the baseball heads would be outraged. Yeah. It's not really funny. You got to have a little respect for the game, and someone could have got hurt, or you could have dropped that, and then it wouldn't have been funny. But
I swear the other day, PCA was running for a ball towards Hap. Hap was running, and PCA, his head's up. You see him look down like this, and then back, and he slows up. And the ball bounces, and he picks it up and then throws it in. But I swear to God, in that slight, picks it up, and he looks towards the bleachers. And so you can only see the back. And I swear his head just went like, motherfucker. Like he was on that ball. And then when he saw Hap coming at him, he had to slow up. And it was just like the split second, but I swear to God.
Was that on Friday by any chance?
It might have been, yeah. But he just he caught the ball.
I've seen it a few times.
He caught the ball, and he's in the warning track. And so he's looking away from Hap. Like, there's no way Hap could see it. And he did, and it wasn't real demonstrative. But when you watch all the time, and you know what it looks like when somebody just like, motherfucker. And he turned around and threw it in. And, but yeah. I feel like
we're gonna
he was
find
more
out
annoyed.
in the offseason that when PCA started shitting the bed offensively, it's because he was banging Hap's wife, and that's why they're so disgruntled with each other in the outfield. There's something going on.
Well, I mean, we said it early in this season with the way that Hap moves, the Cubs could really take, or not Hap, well, yeah, and the way that Hap moves, he's slow. But the way that PCA moves, they could take real advantage of that and move their corner outfielders closer to the lines and take away doubles and triples.
And avoid some of that nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not what Hap's little card says. And we got to go with the little
Not what
card.
the
It's
card
got
says.
spit out by Jed GPT, and it's got to be done. Otherwise, you're just not playing baseball. You're not playing modern baseball.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of modern baseball, I did want to say something about today's game. Sorry. I'm bringing this back to some. Danny, what do you call it?
Let it go. Let it go.
Doorknobbing. You're doorknobbing the show.
Yeah.
So, the Rays scored a fourth run today, and then Ratface went out there and argued that the guy running to second interfered with the play. And they agreed, and they put him back on third, took the run away, and the Cubs get out of it, and then they win the game 4-3. Like, sure, that's great. I'm happy. Cubs win the game, whatever. But that doesn't make me really happy that they won the game because Joey's dad went out there and started fucking whining about one of the other players. Like, this is fucking bullshit. There was no way they are getting that double play. There's not a possibility.
Without Joey's dad.
And dude should have slid. They are right, but there is something about that, like how that went, that really irks me. Made me
It
like,
shouldn't be. The
like it made my
umpire should have
stomach
gotten-
hurt. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this because it went our way, but fuck you on that.
Well,
Like,
the ump should have gotten it right, and they didn't. So, well, our
did they not get it right, or is that just one of those ticky-tack bullshit rules that he exploited? Which, to the benefit of the Cubs, sure he should do that, but like I say, I don't know how to feel about it. It was rough.
Well, he took a chance, and that's what we're doing right now. We're taking a chance.
Oh,
So
here we
hashtag
go.
chance in the chat, and you're going to win something from me to you. It is a message of love and doom up for grabs here. Who's going to get it?
Oh, all these great people in here.
Some of who we'll see this weekend.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Oh, and Artie Boucher, once again, the most winningest chance winner of all time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know, Danny, that you have been keeping meticulous stats of how many people win.
Oh, yeah,
And
meticulous.
you've got a
actually, I kind of do.
spreadsheet
I
and all
do
that shit.
actually.
Do
I
you?
do actually. Oh yeah. No, you can look it up. I got it. I think it's shared with you. It's in that folder.
We'll have to
Chance
look
winners.
for the next show and just
I do have a
see who
spreadsheet.
really is, because how about this?
I mean,
Look,
he went so much. I gotta say, Danny, you should write him a message, but one letter at a time. Every time you win, you get a little piece of the message.
I do. When I have multiple to send to somebody, I'll like mark it number 1, number 2, and I'll send all. Sometimes I'll put 5 chance postcards in an envelope just to save the stamp. Otherwise, I gotta put 5 stamps.
Listen, you people don't. I lived with this man. He is so cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Lyle, your bills come out to $43.27.
I left 26 cents once, and he fucking. I understand. I know it's just a penny, but Lyle, you shorted me a penny. You still owe me a penny. I'm going to put it on your next bill, just so you know.
right. It's the principle of the thing.
Yeah. Now I'm just.
It
Gonna
wasn't
smoke all
principal.
your
It was
weed.
cheap. It was cheap. It wasn't principal. I bought him 13 beers the night before, but he's pissed off that he was shorted a penny on the electric bill. That's what would get me crazy.
I want the beer and the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the losingest ranter might be Bill Sigas. I think he's maybe won once.
Did you just call Bill a loser? Go ahead. Talk about Tom Brady or Bull Suggis in my face, and I will knock you out.
I'm always bringing the fire. I'm calling Tom Brady boring. I'm calling Bill a loser. It's just what it is.
Well, I'm going to play a song and we'll get out of here. Thanks to all our Patreon subscribers. Please support us at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. Of course, listen to all the great shows on the Bleacher Bunch, like what do we got? Baseball Rabbit Hole. We got a new one coming out soon. Got the Bleacher Bunch itself. We got Cubs PS Plus. We got Bricks Behind the Ivy. It's
by the way, I came up with I realized something recently. When I get done with the season, I will have 27 episodes of the Baseball Rabbit Hole, and I think I'm going to compile it all into a book, and it'll be one game, 27 outs of the Baseball Rabbit Hole. And
nice.
If I can actually get that done, maybe for Christmas, people, you'll have a great stocking stuffer.
Sweet.
Well, can you actually put the book? Oh, the book, like you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna print a book, just like the Bleacher Bum Bible book. I'm gonna take all the episodes, and instead of being instead of being innings, there'll be 27 outs, and that'll be each episode. So.
Speaking of doorknobbing, you can always buy yourself a Bleacher Bum Bible book at the link that I'm about to share.
Bravo, sir. Bravo. It's the first time you've ever been able to do that.
Bleacher Bum Bible book.
Speaking of doorknobbing, what the fuck does doorknobbing mean?
It means when you're walking out the door, you're trying to say goodbye to somebody, you want them to leave their house, and they grab the door and they start walking out and they're holding onto the doorknob, and then they tell you one last story that's like 40 minutes while you're just standing there with your eyes half closed, like just wishing they'd fucking leave and get the fuck out of your house, but they won't shut the fuck up, Danny Rocket. He's the king of the doorknobbing.
I know. I'm going to have a whole show called The Doorknob.
My fucking water delivery guy did that to me the other day. It was brutal.
Oh, man. I had a repair guy that would do it. I'd see him come in. I'm like, nobody talk to him. Let him fucking work. He charges by the hour. If I see you talking to him, you're paying him $100 extra an hour. Get the fuck away from him. Everybody leave. Everybody take a break. I can't take it. Danny would do it to me in my house. We lived together, and he would come in my bedroom. I'm like, I'm going to sleep. I'm like, all right, good night, Danny. And he'd be like, okay. He said, one last thing. He said, I was listening to this song the other day, and I have a thought, but I've divided this thought into 27 thoughts. So here they go, one at a time. Are you ready? I'm like, oh, God.
I have the worst. I had the worst doorknobber ever. It was my old was it Peapod? Peapod was the grocery delivery company. And I would get this regular guy that was the delivery guy for the Peapod. And he always would give me stickers. And it was InfoWars, it said. And I didn't know what InfoWars was.
Wow.
And then he would sit there and talk to me about all these things that Alex Jones was telling him. And I was like, who the hell's Alex Jones? So I'm like, he's like, no, you like podcasts? You're going to love Alex Jones. So I put it on and I was like, the fuck is this?
What am I listening to?
Yeah, he's trying to sell me supplements and things like that. I'm like, what the hell is this crap? And so but
those weren't dead little kids. Those were paid actors.
Oh, exactly. He was that guy.
Yes,
I know, and he owes like $1 billion.
Yeah. I know. Well, so anyway, that was a pretty bad doorknob, and he would do it to me every time. I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to. I think I'm just gonna go to Jewel.
You know what?
Now on.
I think those fucking guys, they got paid a rate, but I think they got paid by the delivery too. So he was porking himself.
And I lived on the third floor too, so
sure
and I don't tip
himself regardless.
Yeah,
and I'm a shitty tipper. So,
he's cheap people.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe because you were a shitty tipper and you were on the third floor, he actually hated Alex Jones.
He just made it all up.
Exactly.
I'm going to ruin this guy's day.
I'm going to get this guy on Alex Jones's shit.
Could have been.
The first time he delivered to you, you were wearing like a Che shirt, and he was like, oh, I got this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this stupid commie. All right. Well, that's the show then. Thanks for being here tonight, everybody. And let's go make those Pirates walk the plank, shall we?
Let's spend another 2 weeks of just boring ass fucking
well,
baseball.
Hey, how about you just try to enjoy fucking one thing, Michael? Just one thing.
You know what? I will say it's way more fun than football. I fucking watch some football games, and I'm like, Why do they just keep stopping all the fucking time? And why do I need to see 4 more commercials?
They need a pitch clock, is what they need. A football pitch clock.
They have a clock.
They literally have one.
They need less commercials. What they need.
Yeah, it's
They need
ridiculous.
a Cubs Buelza.
Oh, I'm sorry for anybody who was listening to this while they were going to sleep, because you're awake now for the next 3 hours, staring at the ceiling. They're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Somebody just did a right turn into into a retaining wall on a bridge.
Sorry.
Bugog!
Bugog.
Bugog!
On May 21st, 2022 at Wrigley Field, the Cubs season ticket holder from Iowa who maybe comes to 20 games a year exacted his revenge on the legendary Bleacher Jeff. This is his story, The Ballad of Poncho Boy.
A bobblehead Saturday in the rainy month of May. A smattering of Bleacher fans were waiting at the gate. The fans began to stream to go see their favorite team. They made 3 separate lines to pass through security. There was one man who had a plan and knew just where to go. Run to section 504 and down to the first row. He had come prepared for rain with a plastic poncho. He'd get revenge with his girlfriend without getting soaked. And he'd sit there in the rain for 7 hours straight. He'd sit right through the weather that had made the game delayed. With his plastic poncho on, he'd sit all afternoon long. That's why I'm writing Poncho Boy this song. The catbag Jack was Bleacher Jeff, he'd pick the slowest line, while Poncho's line moved faster, abetting in the crime. For unbeknownst to Jeffrey, a few weeks in the past, he'd saved seats in his section, making Poncho pretty mad. He'd come back from Iowa to teach Jeff a lesson. He'd claim Jeff's customary seat in Jeff's usual section. For the tickets they both held said general admission. Revenge will be served cold and wet, no respect for tradition. And he'd sit there in the rain for 7 hours straight. He'd sit right through the weather that had made the game delayed. With his plastic poncho on, he'd sit all afternoon long. That's why I'm writing Poncho Boy this song. When Jeff got to his section, he said,
"What have we here?"
A rookie season ticket holder who maybe comes to 20 games a year. I'll buy you a couple beers if you give up that seat. If not, I'm gonna shame you in a notorious tweet. But Poncho Boy, he wouldn't budge, he wouldn't move a muscle. The seat that once held Bleacher Jeff now held a soaking couple. The driving rain poured off his poncho, pooling into puddles, while Bleacher Jeff stayed warm and dried out in the bleacher tunnel. And he sat there in the rain for 7 hours straight. He sat right through the weather that had made the game delayed. With his plastic poncho on, he sat all afternoon long. That's why I just wrote Poncho Boy this song.